Jai Hind children. In today's class, let's learn a new writing skill, that is debate writing. Debate writing is written just like your speech writing. Earlier we have done, in our earlier classes, you have learned how to write a speech. So in the same way, debate is also written. But then also it is somewhat different. Debate is somewhat different from speech. The introduction of a speech and debate, that is same, okay, but whenever we speak in front of someone, in front of the audience, and especially the debate, so our starting, okay, point, or whenever we are representing our topic, so our argument, that argument needs some special type of language. So today we will learn how to participate in a debate or how to write a debate. Okay, let's start children. It is very useful and that develops the student's ability also. Okay, to stand there on the stage and speak in front of the audience, especially the debate. The debate means argument. You are arguing on any topic, that is debate. But to represent your topic, to represent your argument in a very specific way, no, that is the most important thing in a debate writing. How will you represent your ideas? First of all, let's learn what is debate. See, debate. A debate is a formal discussion or an argument on a subject on which people have different opinions. People have different opinion. Have you understood what does it mean? It means that people can speak on any topic in favor also or against also. Okay. So whenever we are speaking on any topic, first of all, we have to we have to be certain, we have to choose whether we are speaking against the motion or in favor of the motion. Because if you are speaking against something, so there should be some logic, that why are you speaking against it. You have to represent regarding those topics, the facts, the figures, the samples, the examples. No. So these all things should be with you. Then only you can speak against. Or if you are speaking in favor of the topic, whatever the topic is there in the debate, for favor also, for this motion also, these all facts, figures, examples, everything is needed for favor also. So whenever people have different opinion on any topic, so that is up to you whether you are in favor of the that thing or you are against that thing. That's why a debate is arisen, a discussion is there. So it is a formal discussion. Formal, you understand? I hope you understand what does formal mean. Formal means whenever we are showing our formality, we are just speaking following the dignity. No, our language should be formal. Whatever we think, we cannot speak. Okay, that language should be very dignified. So it is a formal discussion on a subject. Any subject can be there, any topic can be there, the topic on which people have different opinion. So that is called your debate. Now, to make a debate effective, whenever we are writing or we are speaking on the stage, just we are participating in a debate. So to make a debate effective, what points should be there? Let's see what point. First of all, use easy to understand language. Whenever we are speaking or writing, we should use the language that is easy to understand. then only your audience, or if you are writing, your readers, they will be interested in listening or reading. And if you are using the typical, the high level language, people, they are not of that we can say standard, so your debate will not be effective. Use easy to understand language. Second point is, fact and figures used must always be checked. Checked means you should once go through whatever you are speaking, you should once check the facts and the figures which you are about to use in your debate, because your opponent will also be there, and opponent will of course listen very carefully whatever facts and figure you are representing, because your opponent has to speak against you and you are speaking against your opponent. So whenever there is a debate, always there are two teams. There may be two individual person also, or there can be two teams also. In the debate, there are judges, no? There are chairperson, and of course, if you are speaking in the school, the teachers, your principal, and your friends, they all will be assembled there to listen. And whosoever will be winner, that is announced and is awarded also. And that's why facts and figures, whatever you are using, it must be checked. Next is, use arguments based on logic. This is very important. Whatever arguments you are representing, it should not be in the it should not be without any ground. It should not be on air only. It should be based on logic. There should be some logic. Whatever you are speaking, that I am not in favor of this. Suppose computer is there. If you are speaking, I am not in favor of the computer. So why are you not in favor of the computer? What are the drawbacks of the computer? Those logic, those points should be very clear to you. Then only you can represent in front of the audience. If you are in favor of using the computer, so why are you in favor of using computer? Those points should also be clear to you. So whenever we are using any argument, whether we are in favor or against, so logic should be there. The reason should be there, that why you are speaking such thing. Next one is, keep yourself on track. Track means, suppose we are speaking on computer, using computer, and we started speaking on internet, and we started speaking on television. So we have lost our track. So we have to be on track only. Means we have to speak on the same topic, on whatever topic we are participating in a debate. So keep yourself on track. Many a times it happens that we have started debate on one topic and we just jump on any other topic. So that is ridiculous. Those who are your listeners, no, they will just laugh at you. So keep yourself on track. Always end a debate with a formal thanks. Whenever we have given the conclusion of our debate, so always at the end of the debate, you have to say thank you or thanks for listening very carefully or giving your precious time, or you can only say thank you. So always, whenever we have given a conclusion to our debate, always we should end a debate with a formal thanks. Always thanks or thank you should be there at the end of the debate. That will make your debate effective. These all are the points. These 5 points will make your debate effective. Now see, follow the steps below. I have just given some steps how to write a debate, how to choose the content, how to just summarize. No, so there are some steps. So these steps you have to follow. while preparing your debate. So first step is reacting. You have been given a topic and you have to participate in a debate. There is an inter-school competition and you are also you also have been selected. No, from your teacher, your teacher has selected you that you will participate in the debate. So what, first of all, what comes in the content? I am talking about the content. So first of all, in the content, you will tell that whether you are speaking against or in favor of. So you agreeing or disagreeing. No. Again, I will give you the example of computer. So you are agree or you are disagree with the use of computer. So first of all, whenever we start our debate, so first of all, we just address the person, those who are sitting. We just wish, no, we just greet the person. Good morning, respected chairperson, judges, respected honorable principal sir, teachers, and my dear friends. You can also address to your opponent, my dear opponent, and my classmates or my dear friends. In this way, you will start your debate. Just after it, you will tell whether you are about to speak in favor of or against. So that is your reacting. So whenever we are reacting, if we are agreeing, so we can start from this line, I agree with you, or that's true, or yes, you are right. Or you can also start in this way, I support the motion. After that, you will complete the line. I have given you only half of the line. Whatever topic is there, you can complete your line using those topics. Okay. And if you disagree with the topic, with the given topic, so you can speak in this way, sorry, I don't agree with you. That is not right. There is a little doubt in. It is not necessary that in the beginning only you will be speaking this. You can use these or lines wherever you are disagreeing with your opponent. So, whenever we speak, these all are the lines which is used in the formal language and which shows that you are using a dignified language. And that's why you should use these all lines. These all are the expressions which you can use. So, this is the first step. Now, second step is your expression. When we are expressing, so our lines should be in this way. Our starting of the line should be, in my opinion. After this, you can write whatever you want to write, but starting should be this only. I think, after I think, you can start writing. I feel, after I feel also, you can write whatever you want to say or whatever you want to write. But starting should be formal. So this is your formal starting. This is your dignified starting. Okay. To my mind, after to my mind, you will complete the line. Okay. In the same way, you can also start in this way. I would like to present my views. After saying this, you will be presenting your views. Next is, I would like to draw the attention of the jury members and my friends. So this is also one of the best way to express yourself. How to start your expression. So this is the second step. Third step is bridging. Bridge means whenever two corners are connected, no, with a bridge. Bridge means pull. So bridging means whatever opinion, no, of whatever opinion we are, we have to come from our opinion to reason. That is called bridging. So this bridging, whenever we are speaking, we have to start in this way. Let me explain my point. You can speak this line and after that you can explain whatever you want to speak. One more way, I would endorse the opinion on. This is also one of the best way. Another way is, as far as I can see. This is also the way to speak. So whatever these lines are written there, these all are incomplete lines, and I am just telling you how to speak. No, because sometimes there is confusion that how to keep our point, how to just give the reason. So these all are the ways. From these ways, by using these lines, any of one line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines at least I have given. So any of one line you can pick up whatever you think that is correct and that suits my language. So any one line you can pick, and you can use those lines, that particular line in your uh, debate. Okay, you can also write, I would like to add that. This is also one of the way to come from opinion to reason. After that, you can give your reason. Believe it or not. After that also you can give the reason. So this is your bridging. Bridge. You know, bridge means pull. I have already told you. So this is in this way you can you can come to the reason. You can express your reason just after telling your opinion. Okay, because we have to speak on the logic, we have to give the logic also. So from opinion to reason. Next one is giving reasons. Now we have to give the reason. For third one was from opinion to reason. No, now we are clearly mentioning our reason. Whenever we are giving reason, we should use the facts or examples. Well, you see, after saying this, you will just give the reason. First reason, second reason, in this way also you can give your reason. And then, after and then, also you can give your reason. Finally, that is from after this word also you can just keep whatever you want to keep your reason, whatever you want to keep your point, that point you can keep here. We must remember, this is also one of the good way, never forget. This is another way. Now see, summing up. Summing up means whatever we have spoken on whatever topic, whether we are against or we are in favor of, after that you have to tell that why you are against, or means you have to sum up, you have to conclude. That's why, after that's why you can conclude here. So, after so also, to sum up, I would say, after this line also you can say whatever you want to say. It seems quite clear, or I feel very strongly that. After that also you can sum up whatever you want to. So children, I have given you some of the lines, some of the ways to write or to speak during your debate. Because whenever we don't use these or lines, our debate is not impressive, it is not effective, and it becomes very common. No, as we speak with our friends, if we are speaking during our debate also in the same way, that will not be effective. That's why it is very necessary to use these all 5 steps. That's why I have given you these steps. First one was reacting, whether you are agree or disagree. Second one is expressing. Third one is bridging. Fourth one is giving reasons. And last one is summing up your opinion. Now, see what is the layout of a debate. What is the format of a debate? How to write a debate? No, whenever you are writing in your notebook, so what should be the format? So this is the format. Formal address. First of all, there should be formal address, means you have to greet the audience and fellow speakers. Fellow speakers, those who are just standing with you, or your opponent who is about to speak against you. You have to address that opponent also. So formal address should be there first of all. As I have told you in the beginning that formal address should be there. Good morning. No, in this way, that is the formal address. In this way we can greet. Or if it is the afternoon, we can speak in this way. Good afternoon. And after that, we have to address all those members, those jury, those chairperson, those judges, your principal, teacher, friends, your opponent, whosoever is there, you have to address. Okay, so this is formal address. After that, announcement of the topic. Just after addressing, you have to announce, you have to mention the topic, and you have to choose whether you are about to speak for or against the topic. So after addressing, you can speak I, and after that your name. Stand here to express my views or to speak or to participate in today's debate. My topic is, and after that you will give your topic. I am about to speak in favor, or I am about to speak against. That also you have to speak. That is the announcement of the topic. After that, development of the topic. Development. In development, you can use those steps which I had given you. No, so that will be very helpful for you in development, in winding, and in winding up, and in conclusion. So you have to present and support your topic in a particular order with facts, claims, and counterclaims. Whenever we are developing our topic, developing means we are just going ahead. We are now telling what is my topic, what is inside the topic. No, you have to express yourself. So you have to support your topic in a particular order. So what is particular order? That for those 5 steps which I had given you. Okay. So again, you can use that whether you agree or disagree. No. So those all 5 steps you can use here, one after another. That is the particular order. Then facts. Facts means the examples, and you have to check also those facts before coming on the stage. Then claim. You can claim also and counterclaim. So that is development. After that, winding up. Winding up means sum up your arguments with your opinions. Whatever you think is correct, speaking against or in favor of, you have to sum up with your opinion. Then you have to give a conclusion by expressing an appeal or a call for action. Means in the conclusion, you will address others. No, you will call others that this is wrong, and that's why this step should be taken by whatever topic is there. You will speak accordingly. Okay. The step should be the strict action, or these steps should be taken by parents or by government or by teachers. So that depends on the topic. Whatever topic is there, if you are speaking against something, suppose children are using too much mobile, so parents should be careful. So in the conclusion, you will express an appeal, you will call for action, and will just speak that parents should be very much careful and should tell the drawbacks of the of using the laptops or the mobile phones. So that should be your conclusion. And in winding up, what you will tell? You will just sum up your arguments with your opinion. You will tell your opinion. Suppose I am just telling about the mobile phone. Again, I am giving the same example. So you will tell your opinion that if someone cuts his or her finger with a knife, so if knife is a bad thing, or we will say that knife is not useful. So this is your opinion. You are just giving an example also, and you are summing up your argument also. It means that you are telling that of course knife is harmful also, but knife is useful also. So by this example you have given that if someone is cutting his finger or her finger with a knife, so will we say that knife is not a good thing? No, we will not say, because knife is a good thing, but it depends on you that how you are using that knife. But you are just speaking on the use of mobile phone. This knife is just an example to express yourself. So this is winding up, this is summing up your arguments with your opinion. You have given your opinion and your opponent will give his or her opinion. So this is winding up, and in conclusion you will express the appeal, you will call for the action, you will just address that particular person who is responsible for this act. Understood? So that is your conclusion. You can call for action, just addressing the parents or the teachers or anyone. There can be government also. So you have to address those persons in the conclusion. Understood? So at last we are giving a formal thanks. Formal thanks. As I have told you, formally thank the audience for their time and attention. So this is the layout of the debate. See, next one is a specimen debate. This I have given you. This you have to write in your notebook also. Television is a boon. The TV has much maligned as an idiot box. Write a debate for the motion. So you will give the heading television is a boon. After that, good morning, respected chairperson, timetable judges, honorable principal sir, teachers, worthy opponents, and my dear friend. What is this? This is the first one part. I had given that how you should start. See, here I have given you formal address. So this is your formal address. Now second one. So what is the second one? See again. Announcement of the topic. This is announcement of the topic. See, I am here today to support the motion that television is a boon. So you have announced your topic also, that television is a boon, and you have told also that you are supporting the motion, means you will speak in favor of this, that television is a boon. Okay, you are not speaking against. You are supporting the motion, means you are in favor of the topic. So you have announced your topic. What is the next one? Next one is development of the topic. See, this is the development. This is an example. Marshall McLuhan, an American educationist, says television does more educating than the schools and all the institutions of higher learning. Television provides information on topics like science, medicine, and geography. Means you are presenting all the facts and figures here. Sitting in our homes, we can see lava flowing down the slopes of a mountain and understand our geography lesson better. Means, again you have given another example to tell that television is a boon. It also offers entertainment suited to all tastes and ages. People can enjoy music or dance, cry into their handkerchief as they watch soap operas. So that is the development of the topic. Now, you will represent your argument. No, winding up. See, I fail to understand why my worthy opponents feel that the art of conversation and socializing is the first casualty of the TV. Don't many of us discuss the popular soap operas and the characters shown therein? In fact, the very same TV they have been so vehemently condemning has given us greater awareness into the lives and customs of people from around the globe through these very same soap operas. My final argument is that TV has brought people in the family and from around the globe closer to each other. These all are your winding up. You are just giving your opinion. Families sit together and watch popular serials. They watch programs about people from other countries and give up their prejudices about them. See, the next one was conclusion. Now I will conclude it. I conclude with the words of Fred Friendly, president of CBS News. Television, whether you like it or not, is the most powerful educational force known to man. So here the conclusion has been given by giving only one example, by giving only words of Fred. In the same way, you can also conclude, or as here it is written, you can give your conclusion by expressing an appeal or call for action. You can also write here in the conclusion that television, I conclude with the words that Television, of course, is a boon, but the parents, they should be aware whether their children are watching the right program or are seeing the or it is giving an adverse effect on their children. So you can just call the parents in their conclusion also, or you can write this line also. At last, thank you. Here, see, this is the formal thanks. So you can write in the same way. Now see, after this specimen, this is your home assignment. Write a debate in about 150 words in favor of the topic computers a boon for children. This is your home assignment. Okay. Now, this you have to write in your English B notebook. Now children, I will be of course sharing you whatever classwork and homework you have to do in your school app, and you have to write in your English B notebook the debate, giving the heading, date, okay, fill your index also, complete your classwork, no, sample debate, that is specimen debate, which I have shown you right now, and your homework also. Tomorrow we'll meet with the new chapter of literature. Okay children, goodbye and take care.